All right, all right. This is Adelai Brown, your heart coach, and we are getting ready to go live doing Heart Talk. And you can like, comment, and subscribe. And I am looking forward to um, hearing from you, seeing your comments, and get ready to go live. All right, all right. It is 11:31, and you are tuned into Heart Connections with your heart coach, Adelai Brown, from on your community station with international inspiration, kinetichifi.com. All right, now we've been talking about purpose, and this is Heart Talk. This is the talk portion of our show. This is where we come together to renew our minds and restore our hearts. And we're talking about purpose today. It is Wisdom, Work It Out Wednesday. And I feel like wisdom is applied knowledge. We live in a world, one of the words of the day yesterday I saw is infomania. It's this obsession that many of us have to check email, social media, and things of that nature. It's called infomania. There is a definition for your obsession with your phone, and there are other definitions for them, or your tablet or whatever devices where you have to make sure that you're checking everything and you're in the know. And it got me thinking about the whole idea of being distracted from our purpose. Many of us are not living on purpose because we are distracted from our purpose. I talked the first hour about fighting for purpose. Now I want to talk about distractions because you can't fight something that you can't see or that isn't there. You can't fight for something that does not that isn't around. And you need to understand that many times in life things aren't going right for you simply because you're distracted. You're focused on every other thing but what it is that you need to be doing. This segment is brought to you by my new book, Help Save Me from My Broken Heart, Your Journey to Living and Loving Again. And you can catch my new book at you can pre-order the copy. See, I'm distracted right now. You can pre-order the copy of the new book at theheartconnections.com. Theheartconnections.com. Now, the word of the day is specious. And I feel that that word ties so much into where we are right now until it's like ridiculously crazy. Because specious, and I'm going to go back to the definition of it. Thank you, Dr. Castle, for sponsoring our word of the day. Make sure you guys check her out tomorrow at 3 p.m. right here on kinetichifi.com. But the word of the day today is specious. Specious. And it says having a ring of truth or plausibility, but actually fallacious. So I said, well, what does fallacious mean? Fallacious means based on a mistaken belief. Based on a mistaken belief. So you have a there. This is something that has a ring of truth. It could be true. It's plausible, but it's based on mistaken belief. Okay, misleading in appearance. These are all these are all synonyms and definitions for specious. Specious, Specious. Now, the reason why I wanted to highlight that word the way that I did is because many of us are not living on purpose because we believe the specious arguments in our minds about why we can't get done what we are not doing. We believe that we're not good enough. So, because we believe that, life will constantly keep bringing back truths and representation that that is real, though it's not. It's based off a mistaken belief. And I'll get to why I know that these things are not real. These are specious arguments. Here's another reason I'm not living on purpose because I don't have enough money. I'm not living on purpose because I don't like this and I don't like that. We have these specious, flippant, misleading, deceptive, unsound reasons for why we're not doing what we need to do, and they're all distractions. I don't have my degree. I don't own a home. I don't have a car. I'm in turmoil. And don't get me wrong, we these are real things that people are going through, Don't get me wrong. People are going through that, and that is true. But there are so many of us that just sit on these excuses and we never act on them. We're distracted. And I'm going to use an example with me because I realized this has happened to me on more than one occasion, but I was doing some personal development, just working on myself, and I was watching a video, and they were saying how you talking about how when you don't really believe in yourself, you will do things to show that you don't believe in yourself, but it won't look like that on the surface. For example, if there is if you're a singer and there's an audition for a band, a group, a show that you've always wanted to be on or always wanted to perform with, and this audition is on a particular day. Now, on this particular day, your babysitter cancels. That's a distraction from your purpose. That's a real life issue that is going on. Now, are you going to allow the babysitter canceling to stop you from going to the audition? Are you going to say, man, I can't never do I can't ever get to pursue my dreams and do what I need to do. If I didn't decide to have kids, then I wouldn't be in this situation. And if I had more help from my family, I wouldn't be in this situation. Distractions. What's something else you can do? You can call around, you can find somebody, you can take the child with you. Just figure it out as you go. But many of us are distracted. We are distracted, and they're real life distractions. I use that because you're like, well, I use that example because I know you're thinking, well, I can't control if the babysitter cancels. You can't control if the babysitter cancels, but you can control how you respond to the babysitter canceling. Is the babysitter canceling going to cancel all of your plans, or is it going to force you? Is it going to force you to fight for a resolution to get to where you need to be? So God tells you, love your husband, and your husband constantly is not treating you the way you need to be treated. Maybe he's disappointing you. He's letting you down. Maybe you've had to deal with infidelity or just not being able to communicate or support each other, whatever the case may be. But you know in your prayers, God showed you something. You know that it's something greater out of this marriage. You know that this man has something greater in him. So God has instructed you to do some things. There's some places you're supposed to go, some things you're supposed to do. You're supposed to pull back, give him grace in some places. Maybe just not say anything at a time where you really want to say something. That's a part of your purpose. But now he comes home from work, he's upset, he's saying things to you, and you're flipping out. You're distracted. You're distracted. It's distracting you from your purpose. And you're like, well, how is that distracting me from my purpose, Adelaide? Well, it's distracting you from your purpose because your purpose is to be productive. And your purpose is so that your marriage can be something that's a blessing, not just to you, but to the world around you. I cannot tell you how many couples I looked up to growing up, and they had no idea I was looking up to them. Some of them were good people to look up to. So I'll take it back. I feel like all of them were good people. Some were good relationships to look up to, and others weren't. But the truth of the matter was, the purpose is there. Are you distracted from your purpose? Maybe your child has a great calling on their life or on their lives. And right now, you're going through such turmoil with them, you don't even know if y'all are going to make it through adolescent years, much less get to see what you do as an adult. I don't even know if you're going to make it to your teenage years. It's a distraction. Every time you're starting a business, every time it's time for you to work on your business, somebody needs a ride. There's an emergency in the family. Somebody's calling you because they need help. Oh, I just really need you to be there. Somebody backed out. They need you to step in. You're always that go-to person. Listen, you have to fight for your purpose. Your purpose is to get this business out. This business is going to change the world. This business is going to change your life and the lives of those around you. And if you were not here or dead, those people would find another way. Are you going to allow those distractions to stop you from doing what's best for you? And I've gone through this with preparing for the book to come out. Because as you get ready to publish a book, you just have to go through different rounds of editing and different you have to scrutinize the book in a certain way, and it has to be edited and critiqued, and then you have to fix things and go back and see how that looks and fix things and go back. And I was distracted. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about distractions in the next segment, because distractions only cover up how we really feel about the situation. Our attention, the attention that we pay to the distractions in our lives only show where we place our value. And people don't like to hear that. But the reason why I can say it boldly is because I didn't like to hear it, but it's the truth about me. So guess what? The truth is going to set all of us free. Yes, you have to honor your mother and your father. Yes, you have to respect your husband, your wife. Yes, you have to love your children. Yes, you should honor and show unity and peace towards humanity. All of that good stuff. Yes, you should serve. Yes, you should be a servant. You should do all of that. But don't forget, you have a purpose. Don't get distracted. One of the best examples I could think of to tell you when we think of how to serve wholeheartedly and not get distracted, I think about Jesus. If you read all through the gospels, the parables and the stories of what happened from Matthew in the New Testament through John, I think John is the last book, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. I mean, it time and time again, people were coming, they need Jesus to do this and they need Jesus to do that. Sometimes he would deviate and go that way. Other times he would tell them, hey, I have to take care of this, then I'll be there. Sometimes when people wanted so much from him, he could save them and he could heal them. But you know what he would do? He would go off and pray. He would separate himself from the crowd. He was not allowing distractions to get him off track from his purpose. And I want to encourage you to do the same thing. Fight for order, fight for peace, fight to be on track towards your purpose. That's what you're looking for. That's what you're looking for. What is distracting you? Why can't you get that? Why can't you finish that course so that you can get that degree? Huh? Why hasn't that room been painted yet? Huh? Why have you not pulled out that manuscript and uploaded that thing to Create Space or some other company and get that book published? Come on, tell me your distractions. What's distracting you? I want you to think about it. I want you to think about it because your distractions are signs of a cycle that you need to break. Your distractions are signs of habits and ways of thinking and being that have to be severed from your way of thinking and being. You have to disconnect from that way so that you can connect to the way that God called you to be in. Think about it. Have you been distracted from your purpose? I can almost promise you it's because you need to break the cycle. And you think about that as you listen to this song. Cycles, Jonathan McReynolds right here. Heart Connections, KineticHiFi.com. Make sure you pre-order your copy of the new book, Help Save Me from My Broken Heart, at theheartconnections.com. And also catch me live on YouTube when we're doing Heart Talk, bit.ly/Heart Connections. The channel is called The Heart Connections. You can also catch me on Facebook, Periscope, and Instagram at The Heart Connections. Love you guys. We'll be back with our midday mix and news you can use at 12. Thank you so much for watching the video and tuning in. We will be back with Heart Talk live at about 12:30 with Heart Connections and your heart coach, Adelai Brown.